Hello, welcome everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Ryan, and I am one of the regional directors of the US here at FPP. I am joined by Karen, also one of our regional directors in the US, and she also directs and oversees all of our undergraduate events. And finally, we also have Julio, the CEO and founder of FPP. In today's session, Julio will be doing most of the talking and really taking a look at what we have coming up and are developing as a company here at FPP to continue to connect universities and students. And we're looking at launching a number of things, not only in the next few months, but years as well. And he will just be taking it from here and talking about what's coming up.
Thanks, Ryan. Hi, Karen. Hope you guys
Hi.
are doing well. Thanks, everybody, to be here. Hello, or I don't know if it's a good morning or a good afternoon, but I'm very excited to be here. And as Ryan said, I'm the founder of FPP. I act as the CEO of the company. It's been a long journey, 25 years, and we are very excited to show you what we going to bring in the coming months and how we think this is going to be really great for your recruitment purposes. Okay, there's lots of cool things, and we are so excited. And I hope I can impress you with what we are bringing. Okay, so let's go without any further ado. Let's go straight to the presentation. I'm going to share my screen, and we are going to get started. Ryan, Karen, do you guys see my screen?
Yep, you can see it.
Coming in clear.
Okay, thanks a lot. If you don't know FPP, if you're not familiar with FPP, we started 25 years ago as a tech company, and then like 1997, 2001, we moved to events, and we started organizing events. We went offline, and we did events for offline, in-person events for 20 years. We have I think, a good reputation and for organizing good events, professional events, and we have a reputation of being innovative. Over this time, we created lots of different things, including the virtual fair platform. That is, we did it. It's one project as a whole, so we've been very happy, and we are now building a second generation of this platform. I will explain to you in a little bit. And so let's go directly what I want to talk to you about and what I want to show you today. I'm going to be showing you a portable booth. If you have attended one of our events, what we hear most of the time from admission counselors is that we have a pretty nice platform, easy to navigate, easy to use, very easy to engage with students. We take every suggestions and we try to implement. And actually, we've done many times. We implemented different things coming from our users. We've been, for the past year, especially after COVID, where we started having so many events online, we started receiving requests from universities. They wanted to have their portable, their booth that they have in the platform. They wanted to take it other places, maybe using other virtual events, or they wanted put in their website. And we say, okay, yes, this is a big, huge project, right? And then said, okay, we're gonna do it, and I will let you know when it's done. We've been working the past 8 months and building this technology, and I am very proud of it. And I'm gonna give you some more information about that. But more recently, what really recently, maybe it was like 4 or 5 months ago, one US college contacted us and said they would like to have the portable booth in their welcome center. And the reason was, according to the representatives of the college, was that they were using Zoom, and Zoom is not really engaging. And that's true, right? If you have a link, or you can't, Zoom is great for a conversation that we have in meetings, like business meetings, or even if you want to meet with a student, fine. But it doesn't make it easy to have that channel of communication in a way that it can be used at any time without you having to send a link or things like that. So we built a portable booth, and it's a great technology. And if you have attended our events, you know what it's like. Also, I'm going to be talking to you about the Student World app. If you're not familiar with the names, the Student World, this is our student-facing brand. So students, they know us by the Student World. The Student World was a British company, was the largest student fair organization in the UK, and FPP acquired that company in 2015. And we really liked the concept, the name, and instead of having so many different names for different regions, we decided to adopt the Student World for all our global operations. And then I'm going to be talking about an integration with Nova Tech. Nova is a FPP's sister company, and I will explain to you why and how we're going to integrate Nova for our undergraduate recruitment fairs. And last but not least, just to mention our matching tool, we created that. We introduced that recently in our events. It's a pilot thing, but we've been getting feedback from universities. Students love this. They simply love this. And because that takes them out of the dark, they know exactly where to go, even though everything is optional. But this tool guides them to go to where there is a better chance for them to like what they are, which university to choose. So it's been great. Universities have been giving feedbacks. We've been trying to adjust the algorithms to make it, to perfection. So we're doing every time we hear from universities, we get their feedback, and we see how and if possible to implement that. But this technology works like a GPS. If you imagine a student or yourself going to an event, and there are so many universities, which one should I go first? I don't know. Usually students will go by the brand. If a university has a big brand, usually they get lots of students. Universities that don't have a big brand end up not having many. But with this, what happens is, since we match all the students' preferences to all the universities, to what they offer, so it's very easy for them to map which ones they're going to go first. They do go to the brand, the big brands, of course, because they will end up matching after all, right? But they go to the other ones that maybe in a normal situation they wouldn't have the time to visit. For the universities, which is what we think is really good, and we've been getting feedback about that, is that this works organically. As students, they go first to universities they match more highly. The universities get to talk more often to students that have a higher chance to convert, instead of talking to a student that shows up out of the blue and doesn't really know if you have what they offer. And then the universities end up spending time for nothing. So it's better if we can organically take to your booth the students that have higher chance to convert. And the matching tool, as I'm going to show, is part of an ecosystem that we have been building, and you will understand how it works. So after that, so let's go straight to the, before I'm going to introduce Nova. If you haven't heard of Nova, I am the CEO of FPP and I'm the CEO of Nova as well, right? Nova started in 2020, and the goal was to be, to help domestic recruitment. But then, high schools from all over the world started to understand our model, and they started contacting us. And today Nova does events all over the world, including China, Thailand, Israel, all over Europe and Africa, everywhere. But the difference between Nova and FPP is that Nova is sort of micro. It goes to specific high schools that want to have their own events online. So the events are smaller. They're more, usually they might have 2, 3, 10 high schools all together that in the past organized their own college fairs, right? But FPP does regional events. So it's going to go Mexico. It's going to contact all the high schools in Mexico that we see has a better fit. And then it's a different story. So basically it's this, but let me go here. So Nova is even, I say FPP is tech, and that's true because we build our own stuff. Nova is, it's stronger in the technology. Today, more than half of our staff are developers. So we have all types of developers, infrastructure, database, front end, back end, all types. And we develop FPP and Nova, both of them, because it's part of the same, we call it a group because we work together. We build our own things. It's more expensive, yes, but we are able to do things the way we believe is the right way to go, the right way to do it. And that gives us the edge of keep editing because it's our own software. So we can do whatever we want with that. So that really gives us an edge. That's why everything we build, our apps, our platform, everything, we build these things ourselves. And Nova, as I said, is 100% undergrad. So we help universities recruit students that want to go to undergrad. FPP helps universities recruit language students, grad, all types of short programs, everything in undergrad, right? Just so you know, just out of curiosity, Nova is also created a different department, and Nova is we believe we're going to organize the largest crypto event ever. And this event is going to take, it's going to happen in December. And but it's a different arm of the company. But again, we are building our platform for this, which is space shuttles. The event's going to take place on the moon, so there's going to be space travel and things. And next year, we plan to use this platform as well for the education, for our education events. And we believe students will simply love that. We hear that, students are tired of screen time. Don't we hear that? Students don't want anymore. We don't buy that. And I tell you why. Because students, they can be online for hours and every day playing video games. So how does that go? So the reason is not that. I think they're tired of Zoom sessions or type of events that are, old structure or not engaging. And that's what we believe. And we believe that our new platform, which will be completely different than the one we have, we're gonna It's going to be 3D. It's going to be look like a video game, but very easy to use. So we are very happy about that. We've been working for several months. Going to take the whole year. So we see us using this new platform for our virtual events next year, either from April next year or for sure from fall next year. Okay, so. And one thing I forgot to say, if you guys have questions, please let me do this first. And then at the end, I can answer all your questions, if that's okay. All right, so let me talk about the portable booth, about this technology, right? I'm gonna change the screen here. I think it's gonna be better, this one, okay? So yeah, this technology, which is your portable booth. And if you have one, you sort of all set, especially if you have one in the Nova platform. You can have it now in June, and we're going to be showing this during NAFSA. If you are planning to go there, we're going to be there. So yeah, you can take it anywhere. What I mean anywhere, I mean anywhere. You can take all your information, all the communication, communication features and all the materials, everything, anywhere. You can take it to an in-person event. You can take it to an Instagram ad. You can take to a brochure, right? You can put it on a brochure. You can put it on a flyer. You can put it on an email, everywhere, wherever you want. You can use this. And I'll show you a little bit about this. First of all, okay, I know some people, still think, still use in-person events, which is okay. We have organized in-person events for years, like 20 years perhaps, maybe thousands. And we many times, what we saw frequently was that sometimes the box wouldn't make it, or there was a problem with customs, and then they wouldn't make it, or it got lost, or there were lots of boxes, many more than you had anticipated. So lots of brochures going to the trash. And what we understand that most of the brochures go to trash anyway, right? So that's a waste, a gigantic waste. And you have shipping costs. You have to produce nice brochures. It's expensive, right? So by using this technology, you can have not only one or two, but hundreds of brochures within for your students to access. What we would recommend is for you to take a few brochures on your luggage, so you can showcase the university. And if students want to take one home, usually they might like to do that. They simply scan your QR code that you create in the system, and they leave their name, email, and you collect that lead, right? So it's simple. So by doing this, when they leave their information, they can come back at any time. They won't have to do it again, and they can click and download the brochures that they want. They simply click, the brochure opens, they download to the phone, then they can use it on the desktop if they like. They can also see all your videos, everything about you, just like in the events that you participate with us. And we created a way super simple of measuring the ROI, the return on investment, in terms of lead acquisition, right? I think fairs, you attend, if you go to Google or YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or an in-person fair or a virtual fair, at the end, you're collecting leads, right? I think I would say less than maybe 0.5%, you would get a student that would pay on time. Okay, this is my credit card. I want to enroll, especially unless the student had been in conversation with you, and then, okay. But people showing up, people don't come with a credit card and say, okay, sign me up. That's not the normality. So fairs generate leads, right? Great. Of course, you have the chance virtually or in person to leave an impression because you're going to be engaging. If you have time to talk to the student, that's great. But many times you don't have time to talk. If people, I don't know, 300 people come to your booth, you can't, I think it's almost impossible to talk to 300, 400 people, right? Or at least have a good conversation. We have a minute or two. Maybe that's not a good conversation, but having good conversation, which is great, right? But at the end of the day, most of people, you're going to be collecting leads, and then you take home the leads, and then you start sending emails for following up or doing other things. So with this feature we created, you're able to create campaigns. And you click one button and you enter the name. Let's say I'm going to attend in-person XYZ, and I'm going to spend, let me see, flights, hotels, incidentals, Uber, food, the event fees, total $20,000. Okay, $20,000. And then at the end, the system is tracking every student, and the system will say, well, at this event, each lead that you acquired is costing you $50. Okay, maybe you attend another event. The other event, oh, each lead is costing you $200. Wow, more expensive this lead. Are they, if they are good leads or bad leads, that's something that you would have to, if you want to continue, checking. But you could also say, what if I put $20,000 on Instagram? Okay, in Instagram, you ended up getting $20 per lead, right? So this way you are able to compare and leave you a little bit out of the dark very easily through this system, because the system would do that for you. And also, of course, it's much more sustainable, right? Once you're not printing all the digital if you're not printing all the brochures, you're doing digital, it's so much cheaper, right? You can make amazing brochures, and students are going to be there. And once they download, they can share with friends, they can share with family. It's going to be there forever. It's not going to mess with the environment, right? So at the end of the day, it is sustainable. Imagine if the whole industry stopped printing brochures and only used digital. That would make a difference in the world for sure. But anyway, so this allows that. Again, you can have your portable booth on Instagram, on any social network that you like. It's simple because you create campaigns, as I said, you create a link or a QR code, and people talk to us now. Click here. They have access to all your information, same way, everything, right? You can use this. You can talk. I mean, the engaging part it's a super cool thing. I think it's the most important thing, right? If I send you an email, and it's one thing, but if you hear me, it's something, it's different, especially if we could have a conversation. We are not having a conversation here. I am talking, you guys are listening. But normally, if there is a conversation, there is engagement there, and engagement leads to trust. Trust needs to closing, right? We don't buy things from people or companies we don't trust. Students will not enroll if they really don't trust what they're saying, what they're listening, right? Or so when you have the opportunity to engage with the student, that you have the opportunity to generate trust. And this is when you get the trust, you're very close to converting that student. So the communication part is really important. So when you do this, your ad is not anymore like some words, because you're also giving the opportunity for the student to reach you if you have the time, because you can say you can be available 1 hour, 2 hours a week, fine. All the rest of the time, you're not available. We just close it, and we create a bot for you. And or we can integrate your existing bot, or simply the student will see a contact form. That's a lead. That's a cold lead, we call no engagement. Every time you talk to a lead, you have an engagement. You have also the panel. You know exactly each conversation you have had, or your staff has had, have had with each student, and also the bot. So we created a way to help you see levels of engagement, so you can, when you're following up with the student or the prospective student, you can prioritize the ones that have higher engagement. And well, this is something, all you don't have to do anything. The system simply provide you that. Increase the link click rate of your emails by over 300%. I'm going to tell you why we're saying this. We performed some tests and we got 50,000 students, and from different places, from India, from Brazil, from Mexico. And then we sent them a normal email message, and we tracked the links. Okay, great. Then we got another 50,000 students, different students from the same locations, from the same countries, Brazil, Mexico, India. And then the same message, but this message had a link, chat with us now. That message, in that message, we got 1,500% more clicks. So the reason is people are looking for information now. They like to talk. They know they're going to be helped. And anyway, so this is, we found it interesting, this research. So we are entering 300%, but this is something we work with you. We give you more information if you want to go for this. Again, you see a flyer here. A flyer has a limited space, right? But when you enter your virtual booth, you're like a QR code here, then you are adding so much more information to your flyer space, right? You could do that on your brochure if you're printing some brochure, if you want to distribute brochure, for instance, somewhere, right? If you have contacts, I don't know, contacts in different schools, in different locations, you send your brochure to be distributed, or you send a flyer, or you send a poster. Well, you can have the QR code there, and you can say, hey, talk to us. We're going to be available from every Monday from this time to another time. It's a possibility. Or simply have it there so you can track the return on investment on this. You can collect the leads, and you can simply allow more information for the student to take. So this is about it. If you have attended a Nova event, you're all set, and we will make it available now in June, right? So you don't have to do anything. You already have all your information. You can simply update if you want to include more videos, more brochures, or anything. If you have a booth with FPP, then this is going to be available in about 2 to 3 months for FPP. However, if you want to have it sooner, easy. Just go to Nova, create an account, and create your virtual booth, and then you're all set. Okay, this is what I wanted. This is we are going to be in NAFSA. We're going to be demonstrating. You can see, the dashboard, all the information you have. But basically, this is it. Questions at the end, if you don't mind. So let me go back to our technology here, and this is something else that we are launching most likely in 1 or 2 months, which is the FPP app, the Student World app. every student that has an account with FPP, and we have more than 2 million students in the past 2.5 years with accounts, they will automatically have an account. Every university that has attended an event with FPP in the past 2 years also will have an account. And this is part of our ecosystem. It's one database. So you go, you have your booth there. That booth feeds the app. That booth feeds the portable booth. That information feeds the virtual fair. So every time you want to edit something, you can edit there, and that is replicated automatically everywhere. So you don't have to create different profiles, different accounts. So we try to make it easy for you, more convenient. And this app is going to be a club, right? And so if you go to Apple, if students go to Apple, Android, they can download the app, but they won't be able to create an account, because they can only have an account if they register to attend one FPP event. So this way, we don't know if this is going to be, always like this, if one day we will change, but right now we want to do it this way. So we only have students that are interested in studying abroad, right? So we don't have other types of people creating accounts. And universities as well. If you haven't attended an FPP event, you can, as you attend any event, you get an account with the app. And what's the app like? What's the app? Number one, the app is connected to the virtual fair platform. Again, you see, we spend a lot of money. It's much more expensive, but we can do things. We can be creative. So now we connect our app to the virtual fair platform, to FPP virtual fair platform, and Nova, same thing. So what I mean by that, when you attend and when you register to attend an event, let's say, I don't know, one of our events, and it's going to be 3-4 hours. Fine. You talk to students. Some students show up in your booth and you don't get to talk to them. Some you get to talk to them, but the fair is over. That's it. Students go home. You go home. Or everybody's at home. Then you are going to start the follow-up process, right? And now with this, all the students that came to your booth, they are going to be part of your network in the app, and they can do everything they can that they do at the fair, they can do with the app. And you have this for a year. So the students can check your information, can download your brochures, see how much they match with you. They can schedule appointments. So they according to what university's availability, they can schedule appointments so they can have a conversation with you again. Maybe they want to bring their parents to the conversation after a week, 10 days. And so this is one thing, it's connected. Imagine Instagram, if you are familiar with Instagram, it's something very similar, but only universities and students. This is the home feed of the students, right? You see, so the thing is, usually universities, they after the fair, they upload their leads to their CRM and start sending emails, right? I think most of universities do that. So, but what happens? What's the opening rate? The opening rate of an email is very low, and sometimes even 5%. So it's that means that most of students, that most of your leads are not reading your message, right? It's kind of many times sort of their inbox is messy because they get so many different things. Well, not anymore. Now you will be able to keep posting things, right? So even scholarships. And what we mean by scholarships is that maybe you want to get more students from Colombia, but it's a difficult market for you, right? And then maybe you say, okay, maybe if I offer 20%, 10% scholarship for students from Colombia, maybe I can get more traffic. And the app will allow you to say this scholarship is only for Colombian students. So only students from Colombia will see that. And the difference between discounts, which discounts are things that, it's used to generate traffic, right? But discounts is when you offer a discount, you have to give to everybody. If you want to say scholarship, you say I have 30 seats available. So you're not going to give to anybody. You're going to give, students will apply, and you have the option to give to the ones you feel would be the ones that you like, actually, right? So anytime if you launch a scholarship or if you launch a new program, students, they will get that in their feed. So they will be constantly seeing your information. This is my arm, by the way. We are in the testing phase of the app. So I was testing this 2 nights ago. And I had John here in FPP. He was creating a profile for one university. You see University of Sydney, but no, there's no University of Sydney here. This is a testing app, so it's not online. It's Apple provides us a system for developers to test it before it becomes available to everybody. But anyway, so we are creating right names. We are trying to create same images to replicate a normal situation. So he was doing that, and I was following him. So suddenly I got a push notification. I knew that the app would do that, but it was super cool to get that message, to get that push notification. And this is my phone, and this is my iPhone, or this is my watch, and this is my iPhone. And you see, I start getting all the notifications. And if I click on any of the notification, I would go directly to the university that I was posting. So I think we expect this way to be so your message, which is good for students, and we are in this business to help students, because if we don't help students, we can't help universities. So we need to be useful for students, and this the way we see it's going to be very useful for students because they won't miss anything. The app structure their lives, their journey, because they see in one tab, they will see all the universities that match with them. And they can see 100, 200, 500 that ordered by rankings. And then as they can click to follow, and that university is moved to another tab. So they know their short list. These are together with the universities they visited at the fair, at the virtual fair. And then when they apply, those move to another tab. So this is getting their life more structured, more organized. The same way universities what we're doing for universities, it's not an app. We created a web-based version. Why? Because we see most of the time you guys are working. So you're not in the app wouldn't have to use a mobile, wouldn't have the space that necessary, would be not convenient. So we're doing, universities will be using from a desktop, right? They can use, it's responsive, you can see on a mobile phone, but primarily universities are going to see this on a laptop or on a desktop. So universities will have a complete panel. Right here, universities will be able to say, okay, I'm free to talk to students on Mondays and Wednesdays from 2 to 4. Okay, the students will see that, and if they want to schedule an appointment, they will click to schedule an appointment with you. You will see in your diary here, in your agenda, and you can see, oh, the student, Julio, he matches with me 85%. Oh, he's from this good school. I know this school. I'm going to accept. Okay, you accept. Students get a confirmation. You get push notification as a reminder. And on the day, boom, you're talking. So the app has its own Zoom kind of thing, right? So the student is seeing that on their phone. They could bring parents, they could bring whoever they want for the conversation. And that would be just like you would do in a fair. And the university will see that on on their desktop. So basically it's like this. And again, this is the dashboard we give you all. It's very easy. We know that this is going to be several different versions because we launch and then we're going to get feedback and then we change here, we change something, implement another thing. It's going to be evolving, right? But basically we want to make it super simple for university because we know you guys are very, very busy. But again, this is everything that we're doing, the virtual fairs, the portable booth, the app is lead generation together with connection and engagement, because we think that this is how you are going to be able to convert more easily, right? There are many platforms out there with technology, and there are many good companies out there. I think the advantage that FPP has is the reach. Last year, we spent $2 million on Google, YouTube, Instagram, all these platforms to promote our events. And that we generated about 1.2 million students. 300,000 students attended our events, 350,000. I don't remember exactly the number. So because we reach out to, and every year we need to promote because we have so many events and we need to bring students, right? So that is our advantage because we also have a good technology, just like other companies, but we reach out to students. And I think this is, of course, we haven't launched this, but it's made so in an easy way so everyone can have an account without doing nothing, without doing anything, right? So students, the only thing students will, if they register for an event before March 15th or before end of March, when we include the matching, they will have to answer some questions, which are their preferences. So the system can run the matching. But all over the system here, you will always be seeing students and how much you match with the students. So besides the one you will see at the fair, and you don't have to pay anything, those students are yours. You can work if you are found by students, or you find students, different students that attend different events, or there's so many, then you can connect with the students, and there will be a charge for that. Like you have to buy credits to use. It's going to be a few dollars. We haven't finalized the price, but you will. And the thing is, you buy if you want to, right? You will have access to student information. You have access to how much you match, and you have the choice. This, I don't want to pay for this one. Oh, for this one, I will pay. And so it's I think it's a more of, when we do events when we advertise on Instagram, YouTube, we pay. No matter, they charge us. No matter if we get the lead, the people barely saw us for half a second, they are charging us, right? They charge everybody. We are not doing this way. Universities will be able to check and see if it's worth it or not. So basically, this is the app. The last thing I want to talk to you about is what we are doing now for the undergrad recruitment, right? We will be leveraging Nova's technology, so our sister company. Why? Because it offers advantages for high schools that FPP doesn't offer, and other companies, most of the companies at least that I am familiar with, they don't offer. The high school sessions are the best, probably the best events in terms of for undergraduate, right? Because they have, even sometimes FPP does general events, and we do get some undergrad there, right? But these events are, we don't we don't advertise. We go to the high school, and only good high schools, only international, only private good high schools. And why we do that? Because students in emerging countries all over Latin America, Mexico down, Africa, Asia, the ones that will travel are the ones that are in these high schools. Oh, maybe I got one day one student from a public, but that's gonna be like 1% of the case. The students that can afford are in these high schools. Students, so that's why sometimes, and I know it's hard because sometimes, because if you're used to your culture, you get students from public schools, they got, they're middle class, sometimes upper middle class. But in these emerging countries, no, the upper middle class, they don't go to publics, they don't go to public schools, and they go to private schools. And if you want to recruit a paying student, then those are the places you have to showcase your university and see if the student likes it or not, right? I'm not saying that every student that in the private school, they will like to go abroad. Some do, some don't. But if they want to, they can. They can pay right away, their families can, or they can plan with their family the trip, right? So we go there. So what happens with all companies? They go to high school counselors and say, hey, high school counselor, we are going to have an event. And we have universities. I don't know if your students want those universities, but we have some universities here. And we want to profit from your students. Because at the end of the day, of course, nobody says that. But of course, that's what it's in the head of the high school counselor. No matter if it's in person or virtual, that's the truth. That they are sending students to an event, and they know the companies that organize that are charging the universities, right? So, but okay, it's still opportunities. It's still okay. But there are many companies that want to get to reach these students. There are many companies, FPP, this, that, and many companies, right? But they don't offer anything in exchange, right? They only offer the opportunity to engage with universities they haven't chosen, right? So Nova is different. Nova goes to the high school counselors and say, we want to invite you to the event, but we have something to give you. We give you complete information on all your students, what they did, which universities they visit, which ones they like, which ones they don't like, how they match, everything. And with Nova, they have an account. I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna go here. Let me see. Is it here? Yeah. So the high school counselor, they have an account. I picked this one. This is an American high school because Nova does domestic recruitment, right? This is a high school in Georgia, okay? And it's a small school. It's if you know that domestic universities, when they recruit domestically, it's okay to go to public schools. They recruit everywhere. So we do events everywhere. And this one is for domestic recruitment. It was a very small event. But you see, this is the counselor account. I'm showing you because there's no information like email, phone here available for you, right? But anyway, they know how many students registered, how many attended, how many institutions registered, and we give them information on the students and on the institutions. What kind of information? Okay, they know all the universities that attended that particular event. And when we do events in Florida, most of the busiest universities are from Florida. In Georgia, of course, it was universities from Georgia, right? You see at 207, so on and so forth, right? And If they want to know which students visited a university, they click here and they know which of their students visited, for instance, 107. They see 107 names that, so they know, right? Or they can come here and have all the university's information, everything that is in your booth, your brochures, everything, and all the information you have provided in our database, right? Things like test scores, type of institution, campus, housing, majors, right? Sports, academic credit, cost, and so on and so forth. Everything that you guys provide our system with, we pass this information to the high school counselor and also to the students, when they will access the app, or right now when they have a virtual backpack. But anyway, this information is part of our ecosystem. And if you add quick links, you can add 20, 30, 50 quick links. Okay, everything is here. How to apply, schedule visit, majors, everything. So the high school counselor, we give them some arguments for them to pick us, because they have many other companies knocking at their door and offering nothing, right? So at least we are building an ecosystem. Everything is free of charge. The high school counselor has all this information here, for a year. They can use it. And then when they attend again, they work with us again, they send students, they can have another year. And so it's if the high school counselor doesn't want to see, fine, okay, no problems. But if they want to see, the information is there. If they want to, usually public high schools, the counselors are very busy. But when we do private high schools, we see that they use this information more often. And when we do events in China, we did a big event in China, a big event in Germany with all international high schools, American schools, British high schools, France, Spain, all over the place, Israel, Thailand, Vietnam, all these places. It works the same way. The high school counselors have the same information. And what else we give them? We give information to their own students, right? First, they see which ones attended and which ones registered and did not attend. They know which ones that plan to apply, like this one plans to apply to Georgia when they college, right? And this one said plans to apply to Georgia College. So we provide this information to the high school counselor. Like, I don't know, let's see this one. If they want, I click here. This is the student information, Amber May, right? And that's the information she provided us. She's okay about paying $15,000. These are her preferences, right? And this is part of the matching system. Not only this, but also this, right? So the high school counselor also have this information available for them. So because the next day life goes on and the students, they need help. So if they come to their office, the high school counselor is not going to be lost. They open the account, they check the name of the student, and they see everything. We created now a vocational test. The vocational test is we're going to be offering this to 100,000 high school counselors, right, for free. And they can create vocational tests, and the students can take it, everything for free. And the vocational test will tell students about their personality, and will suggest, everything is suggestions, will suggest the areas of studies. They will pick the majors they like, and the system will match them with over 2,000 universities that are in our database. So we do this, and then we tell the high school counselor, this is their account. This is a mock-up. This is not a true account, but you can see what it's like. So like, this is our staff. But anyway, you see the student, Sundo, he has this type of profile. Of course, the student has to agree to share this information with the high school counselor. But once it says, I agree, the high school counselor has access to this information, right? And what happens is the system will match each student with over 2,000 universities. That are all the universities in our database. So you don't see names here, but it would be, I don't know, University of California, University of Texas, so on. This is a mock-up, right? This is a testing site, website. But they can see how much they match. And our idea is to complete disrupt the whole thing. How? We no longer, from next year, want to invite universities to come in the dark. Okay, so we want to tell students, use this, take the test, see all the suggestions that we are going to present you, and we are going to invite the universities that match with you super highly. And then we are going to go to universities and say, hey, universities, you are one of the universities that match with all the students above 70, 80%. So we are inviting you to come to this event. And then you can see the name of the students. You can click on the name of the students. You don't see personal information like email, phone number, but you can see, what kind of profile student has, and you see how much you match. And then you will see the list. You match with every single one above 70%. So that's our idea. That's what we want. Why? Because we are creating this ecosystem. We are using technology and to make things better, and we will see what happens, right? Let me go back here. I know I'm being fast. I'm sorry, and I already took an hour. But at the end, what I want to say that we want to be your university partner in lead generation, because I think what we do, our secret sauce, is to use technology and be innovative, right? This way, our main goal is to be useful for universities and for students, because we think this is the only way for students and for universities to come to us. From the moment we are not useful, we don't deserve to have you as a partner or universities. And we try to be creative as much as possible. And we use our curiosity. I mean, like we say, what if we did this? And then we go and then try, if it's good, if it's not good, we change. If it's good, great. We are leaving our mark in the industry. Thank you very much. That's all from me. I'm available if you have any questions.
Hey, Julio, thank you so much for all of this. This is really wonderful news coming for the representatives for the institutions. We all believe. We have a comment from Marty Bennett saying, love this app concept that keeps the conversations and messages going beyond the fair. And he also has a question actually regarding the upcoming events. So is your list of available virtual events outside of NOVA for the next recruitment cycle out yet?
We are in this transition thing, right? So if you want to participate in an FPP high school session, this first semester, you will go to FPP and you will register there. FPP will work with NOVA to make it happen. So our team we have a great team that work with counselors, with high school counselors, and these team are going to be there. Everybody is there doing the same thing they always did, but they're going to be using the NOVA technology, which are the arguments that we are going to give high school counselors so they can pick us, so we can help their students with our system, with vocational test, app, with the whole ecosystem. And what is going to happen in 2023, we don't know. NOVA has also micro events. If you want to attend, you can go to NOVA, you can register. It's a different registration system. You register and you pay with a credit card. You're good to go. FPP is the different system. You register and then your representative will talk to you. And we will have more information how this is going to go. We're discussing about branding for students, but we should have most of answers in June. But we can tell you that the events are going to take place, and everything that we're doing, same platform, everything, but everything we're doing is to see if we can get more students and good students from the best high schools at the event. So you have the chance to showcase your university.
And just to add to it, all of our events, whether they're virtual fairs, high school sessions, or counselor workshops, the schedule is posted on our website for the fall semester. And in the next coming weeks, the spring 2023 semester should be out as well.
I'm posting the link to the website where you guys can find the schedule of events on the LinkedIn comments. So there you go, Marty.
We're gonna be at NASA. All our team. We usually have a big space there. There's gonna be our name on top. You'll see FPP there. We're gonna be like 6 or 7 people of our team, and we would love to meet you in person and maybe talk more about these things.
Absolutely. We'll be waiting for you guys. In terms of questions, I think that was the only one so far.
Okay, that's great. If you chance, if you think of something that you after this presentation, just send us an email. Karen, Ryan, myself would be very happy to get back to you.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I think we're gonna wrap up.
Thank you, Julio.
Yep. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you, everyone.